Okay, so let's have a look. Got a little reference image there. You want to scale that up a little bit. I'll turn it into a image plane so we can rotate. I'll still move it back a little bit, scale it. There we go. Right. Now start up with the body section, I guess. What's a similar shape? I'll use a cylinder. Get the kind of proportions correct. I think you see it's wider at the top than the bottom. So make it a bit taller. Scale it out a bit. Yeah, that looks about right. We move it over here. We want to intersect that. Take it up a little bit. Don't get the same kind of shape going. It's close. Right. I'm going to use separate objects for different parts of the body just to make it simpler. Right, so let's try another cylinder for the head. Okay, looks like a blue box figure. Get it smaller. Move in position. But it still might not be in position if you look from the top. Move it around. Scale it again. Let's have a look. It's probably a bit taller, but it needs curve at the top. Well, it needs to be rounded off. I'm going to try and actually maybe I've used the wrong shape. Let's just try. No. Looks like fucking Tin Man. No. Put a curve on the edge or something. Do you know what? I'll probably just actually forget that. I think we'll do something else. I'm pretty sure there's a way of doing this. There's probably somebody out there who knows that trick to turn an edge into what's half a Sometimes you're just looking for the right setting. It's got so many shortcuts. Okay. Do you know what? I think we're just going to use something else. We'll use a sphere. Do it backwards again so we get the right shape, size. Move the wireframe to get a better view. Put it in position. Right, then we'll move it up. Or cut it in half. Cut off just the top half. Right, move it up to whereabouts. Get rid of that. And a bit further. It still looks a bit small. Let's move it up a bit. Get close. A little bit more. There we go, that'll do. Actually, I don't know. Yep. Well, it's hard to tell without the eyes. Okay, so what we add next? We shall add the visor, the eyepiece. Let's just start with a basic primitive shape. And we want to get the size right, the position right of it. Okay. Get that looking right. Not quite. It's a bit tricky. Oh, I know on the edges. Oh, not them edges, just get curved at the edges. Actually, I'm not sure about the back ones. No. Bring forward. Let's have a look at that. No, it's still a bit squared. So undo. We can always undo. That's a good thing about this. Bip, 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 bip. Hold on. Do the back first, and then the edges. Okay, I'm gonna do these edges. Hmm. No loop cuts. Okay, the edges. And nope. Right. Okay. Same thing with the rid of it. Just enough to cover that. Right. Okay. Now we need the antenna. It should be fairly simple. Use a cylinder or cube. There's a shortcut for this. I'm trying to. It's been a while. I'm trying to remember the shortcut. There's a way to turn this into. It's a certain modifier shortcut. Is it 4? F2, 4. It basically turns it into like an inverted blob that you can change with the edges. Nope, it's not that one. Okay, let's just forget that. Let's just go with the. It's like a hairdo. It looks different. So just delete that one. I'll add a sphere again. Size right. So we need to have them two parts. So the little part there, the antenna is attached to the head, and then there's. Yep. It's slightly wider. Right, so we want to flatten the top bit of it. Scale 0. Scale Z0. Right. And then we want to extrude that out to make the antenna. And we just add another sphere on top of there. It's a bit too big. Scale it right now. Try and get the size correct. Or close enough. In position. Drop on top. Just get rid of that. We don't really need that, do we? Scale it here. I'm not sure about that actually. Okay. He's starting to look a little bit like it now. Right, the arms, they're just ball joints, aren't they? So they're fairly simple. Right, so they're just the right size. It's just below the edge up there, so right. Slightly move it in, I think. Right, then we need a curve that we're going to turn into the arm. So rotate it the right way. Is it Z? Yeah, there we go. Move it into the position. Remove the edges. to the joint. Down there, it's going to be the top bottom half. And move that around a little bit, adjust it. Pretty simple. We need to add, what's it called again? It's a modifier. Skin, is it? Nope, not that one. Not unless he wants a shield. There we go. And we need to have it a little bit thicker, I think. And make it actually fit. So edit that one, put it in there. Okay. Ready up. Okay, let's move that around about there. Okay. Looking fine. To add some of the cylinder, I think. There we go. And the arm is slightly coned. Just getting the scale right, really. And it's a bit off, like rotation wise. But there we go. Okay, so on them we need fingers. So we need a sphere. Scale it right down, cut it in half, delete that half, then get the edge, the whole edge. Right, whole edge, and extrude that up Z-axis. Right, there we go. Scale it a little bit. Maybe make it a bit longer. No, that's fine. We need 3 of them. Copy. Copy. Yep. And maybe I shouldn't have angled that. It's going to make it tricky for me to actually position it now. Oh well. Shouldn't be too tricky. Maybe it's snap to her face. What? No, I can do it this way, it's fine. It's going to take a little while. Okay, looks close enough. Right, there we go. And we just copy the whole thing, duplicate it. For the leg. And obviously the leg's a little bit thicker, so make it a tiny bit thicker. Right, nothing there. We need the sphere for the leg, cut it in half, make it kind of squashed because the feet are kind of wide, aren't they? There he is. Cut it in half again. Okay. Delete that. Right. And then we can fill the bottom. Fill it, maybe extrude it a tiny little bit. Okay. There we go. It's okay. And we can duplicate the whole thing and we can mirror it or flip it to the other side. There we go. Pop that on there. And we need to do the same thing with the other arm, don't we? All of it. Duplicate and flip. Yeah, simple. Okay, now is the tricky part. It's definitely looking like Bandar, isn't it? Right. So here's the tricky part. There's some, we're going to have to do some cutting and stuff to try and get this mouth. It is kind of an odd shape to cut out. But we can use the cylinder at the same time. Just rotate it the right way. I'll do it on a copy of the head first, just to make sure we don't screw up the original one. So we'll place the cylinder on there. Right. Okay, we'll rotate it to face the side. Then we'll try and get the right curve for the mouth. Alright, so move that in there. We're going to scale it out so it covers the whole thing. Right, it's coming out both sides. Then we need to cut it in half, really. We don't want the front part. Okay, so we need to get rid of that. Yeah, delete that, but we've still got the sides there. Right. Okay. We need to extrude them out. Okay. Okay, we can see where we're going with this one. Make sure it's nice and level. That's just one side. Oh, is that not selecting? Okay, select that one. There we go. Then we can move it. Right, then we need to cut that out of the. Right, okay. Get the boolean. See, let's cut that out of there now. And we need to change it to the mode. Then we got this shape here. And that shape is the shape of the mouth. Okay, we can move that into position, see what it looks like. Okay, we'll see what that is. Obviously, it's not quite the right size. So I'm just going to probably scale it a bit on the z-axis. Okay. The only thing we've noticed is that it's even got a line in there. Oh, one line. Right, so we'll give it a bit of colour. Okay, so we want to find that grey colour. Not quite matching on the colour picker. Let's adjust it and just quickly go over all these. I think just like, no, you have to do one at a time. Pretty sure there's a way that you can actually multiple select and shade. I think you'd have to do it in the shader, perhaps, I don't know. Anyway, we have to do one after the other, using the same material anyway, so it's basically just select it and then select the same material. And if we change that one material, we'll change them all. So save time. Okay, go. We're also going to change individual faces as well. Like, so we select the. So we can closer to the colour. Oh, that's okay. So what do we want to do now? Smooth it. Smooth that. Sharp edges. Right, we need to just like this inside here. Let's close that. It's black, isn't it? So we need to create a new material. It's black. Apply that there. There we go. It's got no eyes, but it's starting to look like Panda now. Yeah, so we need the eye. We need to rotate it around because we need that. We need the geometry to be facing this way. Oops. Redo that. Okay, right, what were we doing? Okay, create the eye, rotate it, and then scale it down there, shade it. We just want that one part shaded. Black tone, oh, it's too small, make it a bit bigger. There we go, looks okay. And we want to duplicate that. Remember that in the cartoon, a lot of light bulbs, so I think they are supposed to stick out. But you know, really they'd be like monitors. But anyway, there we go. What else? I feel like we need to do something else with his mouth, to be honest. It's not quite. Maybe cut that out of there. Cut that out of there. Then place that in. Then scale it. Yeah, so we need to cut that out really. Okay, so we want it like that, don't we? Then we can move this part back in. Maybe get rid of this back bit. Don't really need that. Okay, we need is this part here. Okay, I'm going to move that back in. Maybe cut the lines. Nope. I'm going to practice with this. So it looks kind of off. I think we need to redo this at some point. But the basic shapes there, I suppose. Later on we want to make them lines more prominent. We might need to use like a mesh, a wire mesh or something. It takes the individual lines and bulks them out a bit. But anyway, put that back in there. Sticking out the sides to scale it a bit. Or just sideways. So now there's a slight indentation.